Hello, good morning. I'm Nico Suárez, tech support and training support for Roland Pro EV for Europe, Middle East and Africa. I'm very happy to be today in Bazar video in Lisbon, and we're going to show you the XS-1HD, which is the latest product we introduced in our brand as a matrix, as a video matrix. Okay, so let me show you the background. Back panel, you have 4 HDMI inputs, okay, and 4 HDMI outputs. So the good thing of this product is that every input has a scaler. So it can be different resolution for every channel. You don't need to worry about the resolutions of the computers, cameras, or whatever. You will be able just to plug and it's gonna work, okay? That's regarding the outputs, the inputs, sorry. The 4 outputs, they have to have the same resolution output, but they can be scaled in a way, okay? So they have, if you select, for example, the mixer is going to work on 1080p, all these 4 outputs, they will be out in 1080p, but you will be able to do changes on each one of them regarding the aspect, the size, the horizontal or the vertical size, okay? So you will be able to play a little bit with that, okay? Another feature we have is that using this USB memory, we will be able to do 2 things. We will be able to load and save the parameters of the console. So if we come from different shows and we want to different resolutions and we want to load the project, we just connect the USB memory and load the project we saved. And also this can be used to load still images, okay? It has to be BMP. Still images. If we're going to work in 1080p, so the BMP image has to be 920 1080p resolution. Okay. Regarding the audio, the X1HD can embed and de-embed the audio. Okay. It has an audio mixer incorporated that can mix the audio coming from the HDMI sources. They can add an analog input if it's needed, or in the same way it can de-embed the audio coming from the HDMIs into these RCA outputs. Also, you have a headphone output, so you can check what you're gonna do in regarding the audio. Okay. So this is what we're gonna see now. Let's connect all the cameras and sources and screens, and let's play with it a little bit. So here we are with the XS-1HD. I'm going to show you 3 different modes to work with the XS-1HD. It's switcher, split, and matrix. Okay. So although we call it a matrix, it has another 2 extra ways of work. Okay. Let's start with the workflow when it's set as a matrix. So the standard mode, let's say the easy one. So basically what we have is 4 input coming here and 4 outputs. Okay. For the example we are doing here today, I'm using 4 inputs and just 2 outputs. So this is going to be output number 3 and this is going to be output number 4. So first thing, let's gonna switch between the inputs into output 4. So this is the input and this is output 4. So right now I have input number 1 into output number 4. Let's change input number 1 into input number 2. So as you can see, the monitor changed it from input 1 into input 2. Meanwhile, output 3 remain in number 1. Okay? I can change to input number 3, which is a computer, and input number 4 is a logo. It's a logo I load on the USB memory. So we have 3 live inputs, a computer, a camera, another computer, and a logo and a still image. So we can play with these 4 inputs into output number 4, and if I want to do the same for output number 3, I have to play with this other row here. Okay? If I want to turn off each one of those, I have this option that it will go to off. Okay? Off, off. Okay, let's go back to input 1. So for this, this is what we call the matrix mode, and is, let's say, easy way of work. Let's change now into switcher mode. So it becomes the matrix. Instead of working as a matrix, it will work more like a switcher. Okay, so we got into the menu, okay, system, and on the screen mode, I will change from matrix to switcher. Okay, I will press enter, and it needs a second to recalibrate everything and re-coordinate everything. And now what happened is the following. Output number 4 is a multi-viewer. Okay, so I can see what's going on the 4 inputs I have to play. It can be 4 cameras, for example, or 4 computers to play. And now I have the selection. I have a red and a green, which is basically red is in program and green is in preview. Okay, so for example, I have now here program. So input number 1 is in program. I can change to 2, 3, 4, or I can use the preview. I can see here the green square. So let's say that I'm on the logo and I need to go to the camera, to the input 2. Okay, so logo is with the red square, which means program, and the green square is on preview ready. Now I press auto and we see how it changes. So it's more like a mixer way of work. Okay, I can do this auto, I can do it with more time, 2 seconds for example, or I can do it quick into just cut, let's say. Or if I like, I can use the T-bar. Okay, so this switcher mode also comes with a picture-in-picture. Okay, so for example, let's imagine I want to have the computer in the picture-in-picture there. So this row here, the XTP-T2, is the one I'm going to use to control what's on the input and the picture-in-picture. Okay, so I can have the camera, I can have the computer, and then I can change the background here. Okay, that's very easy. Also, I mean, I can get into the menu, I can change the position of the picture-in-picture, I can change the size and everything, but I'm going to show you that on the next mode. Okay, so first of all, we have the matrix function, what is just inputs, outputs, and you cross-patch those. Now we have the switcher, which is more like a program preview and a picture-in-picture. Okay, now let's go to system and change into split. Okay, split mode, what it does is allows us to put the 4 inputs, if we like, on one output. Okay, so it will allow us to do compositions, okay, with the 4 inputs and play with that on one just single output. Okay, so for example, now you see, if we look carefully, you see we have the background, we have the two computers, okay, we have the camera, we have a lot of things all together. Now let's get in deep here and play to move the things and see the things we want to see. Okay, so I'm going to go into the menu and I'm going to select composition. I enter in the composition. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 are 1, 2, 3, and 4. The sources we are watching in that time. Okay. So I'm gonna enter in XPT1, and I'm gonna play with the size. So I know XPT1 is this image here. So let's do this. Let's leave this small, and let's move it into the right. Okay. So we have one already placed there. Let's get out. XPT2. Now we are playing with this other image. Okay, so let's put it down here. Okay, so I move it here and down here. It's a little bit bigger than the other one, so I can come here and make it smaller if I want. Okay, for example. So now let's go to XPT3 and okay, let's see, is this image big here? Let's make it smaller. Okay. Okay, that's small. And we can move it here, for example. Okay. And let's go to the final one, to the XPT4. And is the background. Okay. So we will be able to move the background. Okay, good. Okay. So, as you can see, what we did is that we have channel number 4 is the background, okay? Number 2 and 3 are these two here. That can be, for example, a PowerPoint, 2 PowerPoints. And here is another computer that can be, for example, a camera of a guy speaking, these 2 PowerPoints, okay? So in total we have 4 images. In total we have 4 images at the same time in the screen. If I play with this, I can change what I have in the background. Instead of having, let's change these 2. I can do that, okay? So now I have one computer here, one camera here, and a video player here, okay? If I want to get into this, okay, this is number 3, I can get it to XPT3 again, composition, XPT3, enter, and I can correct the position if I like. And also another thing I can do is that I can make zoom inside the image, okay? And also I can move, I can move if I need to just go for a very detailed function, okay? And that's basically what we can do. We can change this aspect ratio, for example. We can do a 1-to-1. So for example, if I have a camera with one guy speaking here and explaining 2 PowerPoints here, for example, or 1 PowerPoint, 1 Skype, and 1 live camera, okay? All these can be stored into memories, okay? So I can store these into memory 2, okay? And then it will be easy to recall if I do any changes or whatever. Then I can come here and recall the position, and everything will be as we left it, okay? And that's very much the XS-1HD. Hope you like it. If you have any questions, please contact with the guys on Bazar Video. They will forward to me any question, or they will help you. They are more than happy to help you, or to make a demo in the shop in Lisbon, okay? Thank you very much.